Hello everyone, welcome to another OneUpGamesOnline.com Vita video. I am Mr. Mighty Duck and I am joined by
Mango.
And we are going to be comparing the PS Vita to the Nintendo 3DS. First off, I'll just start by showing off the game cartridges. This is a PlayStation Vita game, and this is a Nintendo DS, but the 3DS is still the same.
The DS cartridges are pretty much the same size of the 3DS. Nothing's really changed about it.
As you see,
clearly a size difference there.
Yeah, and that's the cartridge. And as you see, size difference in the systems themselves. Vita's a lot longer, but not as thick as the 3DS is.
You can see there, the 3DS is considerably thicker than the PS Vita.
But it is a cool color, though. I do.
Well, thank you.
That's pretty cool. So we'll just get into the interface of each one. We'll start with the PS Vita. As you see, the screen is a touch screen. You have your apps, which are seen here as little different icons. You can have different pages. I'm not really sure how many pages you can have. I have 3 right now. But yeah, and then you can have different apps running at one time. I have a game going right now, Uncharted Golden Abyss, which I'll show off some gameplay of in a second. But you can open up several things, like you can open up music, and then listen to some music, and then go back to playing Uncharted, which I think is pretty cool. And instead of listening to Nathan Drake and his witty punchlines, you can listen to Coldplay, which we're listening to now. So anyways, that's the basic interface of the PlayStation Vita. And as you see, what Mango is about to show us is 3DS interface.
The 3D interface, or the 3DS menu, is quite simple. As you can tell, there's only 2 pages that I have here, and a couple of apps. I love that music. So does. But you can't run as many apps as you can like the Vita. See, if I were to run Ocarina of Time here, I couldn't run anything else. If I were to go to home, that's about as much as I can do. As I'm playing this game and I want to go to the menu and I'll say I want to watch Netflix here, I'd have to stop playing the game. But that's a downside to the 3DS.
It's not bad. I actually don't often keep a lot of things running at one time. I don't know if it will run your battery down, but it just kind of seems like it would. So why don't we just show off some of the graphics? We'll start with the 3DS. We'll show off a little bit 3D. Now, this is the 3DS, but for some reason the camera doesn't really pick up the 3D that well, so we don't have the 3D on. But it is a 3DS. It is quite neat to see, because you don't have to wear glasses. But as you see, Mango's going to describe with a little bit more 3DS stuff.
3DS, the thing with this, there's only a certain couple of games out right now, and I've happened to have one of the best that they gave us. The graphics are considerably better than the Nintendo 64 version. See here, if you hold down the left trigger, you can move around the camera, which is really neat, I think. Controls are pretty good for this game. Graphics are really good, and it just brings a load of nostalgia to play games like Ocarina of Time here and Star Fox, which is really great. And nothing much has changed, which I love how Nintendo brought the nostalgia back for Zelda.
One thing you'll notice too is dual analog sticks for the Vita, but the 3DS was originally only had the one. Now you can buy a completely separate kind of like accessory that I believe just connects to the 3DS, and it gives you another analog stick. I don't know, I think having dual analog sticks makes a game so much more better. It's just easier to use 2 analog sticks. It's easier to come from a system like the PlayStation 3 and then come over to the handheld and be able to play. It just makes it a whole lot easier. So we saw some 3DS gameplay. So I'm going to show off the graphics a bit for the PS Vita. Now, no offense to the 3DS, but the graphics for this Vita are much, much better. This screen is a 5-inch OLED screen, and it's absolutely beautiful. This is probably, Uncharted is probably right now one of the best looking games on the PS Vita. But if this, I mean, this is a launch title, and if this one can be this good, I'm sure that Sony will put out some amazing games for this system. But there you go. I mean, that's like I said, this game looks amazing. The Vita has outstanding graphics. But yeah, and then like I said, the interface for this is really neat. You open up an app. You don't want to do that. Just flick it away. And I believe you can have up to like 6 open at one time.
Nice.
But only 2 games at one time, which, I mean, is still kind of cool, but still. But yeah, there it is. There are a lot of features. Like, both of them do have cameras, which neither of them are very good. I'll admit, we tested the 3DS, tested the Vita. They're not that great, but I mean, both companies aren't trying to put out a camera; they're putting out a game system, and then just adding a little bonus to it. And I think just for that, it's great.
But with the 3DS camera, which is neat about it, is you can take a picture and make it 3D, which that is pretty neat. Coming from it's a bad camera, it takes bad quality, but the idea is pretty great.
But I mean, and I believe it has the face changing kind of app that you can use.
Yeah, you can spend hours creating or taking pictures and messing around with them, giving somebody mustaches or just several effects as you may.
One thing about the camera on the Vita though is that now it does have 2. It does have a front and a rear camera, and also it's got a rear touchpad. So not only is the screen touch, the back is touch as well, and it uses not all the games have it, and like Uncharted, you don't have to use any of the touch stuff for Uncharted if you don't want to. It's all you can use it all basic controls, and a lot of games are like that. You don't have to use the Vita's touch capabilities, but I mean, why buy a Vita if you're not going to use it? I mean, I think they're pretty fun.
So what is a touchscreen for the back for?
You do different things. Like say in Uncharted, if you want to climb a rope, you just swipe your fingers across the screen. But yeah, but the thing about these cameras is you can do augmented reality, which I'm going to show off in a later video. But it comes with 3 games free. And what it is you have these cards that you place on a surface, and the camera will turn these cards into a different thing. Like on cliff diving, it turns the little card into a cliff. But you're using it at, let's say, your table, and you can see your table and your room while you're playing this game, which is kind of neat. It kind of brings the game into your house or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if I had to say, I would say that the Vita is obviously a much more powerful system, but the 3DS it's just got that nostalgia factor to it, and another thing, I believe it's backward compatible.
Oh yeah.
With DS games.
If we show you here, I have Zelda in the DS or 3DS at the moment, and I can also play Pokemon White if I wanted to. I can play any other DS game. See, and it shows up in the menus as well. And we bring it up.
Whereas the PS Vita, however, all you can play on this thing are Vita games, unless you want to download an old PSP game. You cannot, if you have a giant collection of UMD Vita PSP games, and you say don't trade your PSP in if that's what you're wanting to play, because you will not be able to play those games on the Vita unless you buy them and download them onto the Vita. So the 3DS does have the backwards compatibility where the Vita doesn't, but the Vita can connect to your PlayStation 3 and do a lot of cool stuff through that. But yeah, I mean, I think that's basically it. I mean, 3DS is much cheaper. I believe it's a $169, where the Vita, the 3G version, which I have, is $299. So there's a much bigger difference, a bit difference.
Nintendo's always been cheaper
price.
than
Yeah,
and the Sony's systems as well.
Right, but yeah, so there it is. Both are good systems. It just depends on what kind of gamer you are. If you're a really hardcore gamer, I would say go for the Vita. Shell out the extra cash. It is worth it. And I will show a Vita review, a system review, in another video. But I mean, if you're just a casual gamer and you like that old school gaming, definitely pick up the 3DS. It is a fun console. But there it is. That's our comparison video. Like I said, both great systems, both worth buying. So yeah, that's it. Check us out on oneupgamesonline.com. I am Mr. Mighty Duck, and I'd like to thank Mango for joining me, helping me out on this video. So yeah, check us out. The video will be up on YouTube hopefully tomorrow, and you can check out our other videos from myself and some retro videos from Shularoon, and there he is. And yeah, so yeah, just check us out. Join the forum. It is free, and we would definitely like to have you on. So thank you all for watching, and again, thanks Mango and Shularoon for manning our camera. So we will see you on the forum, and we'll see you next time. Thank y'all.